Hello and greetings from Eastern Europe, my name is ColBRHD and this is the list of the upcoming games similar to the Age of Empires in one way or another. Don't expect clones, all games are different in many ways. I picked those from about 180 upcoming strategy games. Research took me a long time, so serve yourself some marinated herring, nice cold bowl of shaltibarshche and enjoy this list. Settlers. Game is called Settlers, but actually it is Settlers 8. Why they dropped the number? I can clearly see why. Settlers 7 wasn't very good. Well, it was okay, but nobody wants to play a game that's just okay when all around you can find the great games. You wouldn't want just okay vodka if you could put your hands on a great vodka, right? So Settlers 7, including newly released Steam version, had some issues with victory point system that allowed to win or lose without even fighting the enemy, broken save games, other technical problems like stuck resolution and so on. The next chapter in Settlers franchise will be released 10 years after the initial release of Settlers 7, so it's an anniversary release. Here you will find story campaign that can be completed alone or in co-op mode. The game will also provide optional side missions and multiplayer PvP battles. Actually, I have pretty high hopes, game looks really cool. Total War Saga, Troy. Game has two planes. The first one is a strategic map on which the subsequent moves are made in turn-based mode. The second plane is real-time battles on land and at sea, in which you take direct control of your troops. Here you have to rely on the infantry, and the differences between its types are now more noticeable than ever. In addition, your troops' combat efficiency is also affected by the ground. For example, mud can significantly slow down heavily armored soldiers, while for lightly armed warriors, crossing the muddy terrain is not a major problem. Same goes with the tall grass effectively covering the snatching specialist units. Troy explores this epic conflict from both Greek and Trojan perspectives. Stronghold, Warlords. The game allows you to assume the role of a lord with a small castle and a poor village at his command. With this you have to build a powerful country, something like America or Belarus. So if later someone around asks,
"Who is in charge here?"
you could proudly say,
I'm the boss! You hear me?
Yes, you are.
Stronghold Warlords offers a single-player campaign, single historic missions, and a sandbox mode, allowing the player to build castles without being constricted with any objectives. Also, there will be multiplayer mode, so you can feel humiliated by much stronger players. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, press that like button, press it, and I will eat potato salad in your honor. Ancient Cities. The game begins in the Neolithic era, also known as the New Stone Age. In this period, humans were creating their first settlements and living the nomadic lifestyle. Also, nobody knew how to make vodka, so it was terrible age to live. In ancient cities, you'll have to guide your people through the ages and make them build great cities. Game features seasons, day and night cycles, simulated ecosystem where every plant and animal is growing, reproducing, and dying. Also, here you will encounter politics, technology system, and natural disasters, though I think no disaster can be worse than living in the entire age without vodka. Praetorians HD Remaster. This is not a new game, it was released in 2003, but since many of you mentioned it as a great game in the comments of my previous videos, I checked it out and unexpectedly found out that HD Remaster version is incoming. Praetorians takes you to the Roman Empire. There are 3 nations in the game, the first of which are of course the Romans, who use impressive war machines and sophisticated combat formations on the battlefield. The second is the Gauls, or fearless warriors with high mobility, and Egyptians with a great deal of scientific and technological knowledge, able to sacrifice everything in the name of Pharaoh. Well, if you like classic games, this may be a great discovery for you. Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign. The first part of Knights of Honor was one of the most underrated games I have ever played. It wasn't just very good, it was great. Many of you who played this game in your youth will probably agree with me, because playing Knights of Honor felt like entering time machine. You start playing at 9 AM and 2 hours later it's already 9 PM. You are like,
Wow, time flies so fast with this game.
and then you go to the kitchen where your mother stares at you and says,
I haven't seen you in 20 years.
and then you realize that you're not 14 anymore, you're 34. Where did that time go? So that being said, I have really high hopes for Knights of Honor Part 2. Here, in addition to the development of cities as well as industrial and mining infrastructure, players also occupy positions at their royal court, economics, conduct spying activities, perform diplomacy-related activities, trade with neighbors, and develop religion. Keep an eye on this one. And now, ask yourself, have you pressed that like button? Did you? Press it now, and when I drink vodka next time, I will think about you, my friend. LORNSWORD Winter Chronicle. This is the least Age of Empires game in this list, but it may be worth your time. If Diablo, Warcraft and Age of Empires had a crazy threesome and then a baby, it would look something like this. LORNSWORD is a hybrid of action game and a real-time strategy. The game is set in a fantasy world and, according to its creators, offers a fresh approach to the RTS genre. The game also has a local co-op mode. LORNSWORD is an early access, so I could read some reviews. One of them says that the more you play, the more you can upgrade and do more things, like different troops and so on. Also, the feeling is great. The graphics and music also has quality sign nailed to them. So we just have to wait for it to exit early access and then try. Godhood. Here, player takes on the role of a newborn god, contacting a group of his future worshippers. After witnessing the first supernatural phenomenon, the tribe decides to adopt and spread the newly created religion. This is not an easy task. The region in which the game takes place is far from monotheism, and a considerable number of gods with extremely different decalogues fight for domination in it. Something like in American Gods by Neil Gaiman. The game is in the early access, so we can take a look at the reviews people are posting. Let's start with cons. Some guys are disappointed that there are no customization of your religion, slow progression, lack of depth and control, and many are saying that the game is too short. But there are a lot of pros either. Lots of different classes and buildings, game is almost bug-free, nice soundtrack and nice campaign. So a lot of cool things in early access, meaning the game will get better along with passing time, just like good whiskey does. Oh my, did I just said whiskey instead of vodka? Ai, nesvarbu, ištrinsiu galutinį versiją, ką čia padarysi. Also keep in mind that Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition will be released in 14th of November this year, and Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition will be born someday in 2020. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, you will hear the news about Age of Empires 4 first. Hit that subscribe now, I will not give you another chance. Okay, one more chance. Hit it, do it, do it. Okay. Good. You will thank yourself later. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, where I post not only my own videos, but also links where you can get legal games absolutely free. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.